Flying high above Albuquerque in the Rio Grande is an experience that you must have when you come to visit the Duke City. I stayed at the Hotel Andaluz in downtown to get a different feel of the city and see what this historic hotel had to offer. Last week we checked out the old town of Albuquerque and stayed at the modern Hotel Chaco and checked out the adventures at Sandia Peak. And this week the adventure continues. Welcome to Hotel Andaluz, located in downtown Albuquerque. This place has been here for a while, and it was the 4th ever Hilton Hotel and the first Hilton Hotel outside of the state of Texas. Let's go and check out this corner room in the Hotel Andaluz. So far, so good. So this is one of the most historic buildings in downtown Albuquerque. We have a nice little seating area where you can actually fill water to go because it's hot, so they offer that. There's a smaller TV here in the sitting area, as well as the bathroom here, which is pretty nice. We have a nice walk-in shower. I like what they did with the place. And we have 2 queen beds, which sit nicely in the corner with 2 windows that give you views of the mountains as well as the city. I definitely love the history of Hotel Andaluz, and I love this room because it just has everything you need. A space to relax, and they have this beautiful partition that allows you to relax in one room. Well, maybe somebody wants to take a nap in the other. But I'm super excited to explore not only the hotel, but downtown Albuquerque. Also, tonight we're going to be eating at MA's, one of the best restaurants in town. Chef was actually in Hell's Kitchen and made it through 8 rounds, so I know the food is definitely going to be yummy. But for now, I'm going to relax and enjoy this room. After settling in, the general manager gave us an amazing tour of the property.
Circa 1939 when the hotel opened. We have here.
Yeah.
So these are the original elevator panels of the hotel.
Oh, really?
Right? They went to get the certificate of occupancy when they opened in 39. Fire chief came in with everything. Deemed these were too heavy.
Oh, okay.
And therefore couldn't be the panels for the elevator.
All right.
So they got put down in storage.
Yeah.
14 people around the table here. Tequila tastings in here, scotch tastings, or people have a private den to give them exposure.
Oh, okay.
Photo here that you see of Frida was actually painted by one of my wine.
Oh, wow.
So he's an artist, and so I tell the staff, you know, whatever you guys want.
I was so excited for the much anticipated meal at MA's, the restaurant at the hotel. Okay, I'm super excited. I'm at MA's Tapas and Wine Bar, and actually the head chef, Mark QUINONES, came to deliver a little thing on the house to us, and I'm excited to try this. Let's see how it goes. I don't even know what to do. This is good. So good. Chef's kiss, as they say. So guys, I'm here in MA's Tapas and Vino, and we just got these really good bacon wrapped, I think, sausage, and it comes with this sweet sauce that is just so good. I love it because you have this sweet and salty flavoring, which is just so good. This is the perfect start to what I can already tell you is a meal that I will never forget. Also, I'm obviously tired because I forgot to put my napkin on my lap before I started eating, and I don't want to get my nice white dress dirty, so I'm going to start being like a lady.
And we got some caramelized onion and some fried thyme. You guys enjoy.
Okay, so far so good. Now the second course. I'm gonna try this now. This is so good. Very savory. The meat on it is just so moist and tender. Taste the pork belly now. Signature dish. Here we go. Oh my god, I'm never gonna be vegetarian. This is amazing. This is winning. I love Hotel Andaluz and I love MA's. I'm so excited to be here in Albuquerque and get to meet the head chef that's actually creating these dishes and making such a unique experience. And I hope all of you can have this experience here and try this pork belly. Good, I'm loving this. My mom's gonna try it too. I wasn't gonna eat it all by myself, but I probably could.
I'm so happy you made it in.
Yeah, I'm
How long are you in town for?
I'm here for 2 nights. We were driving across the country to Utah and then back to Florida, where I'm from. And my mom came along with me on this trip.
So
I've been seeing her for like 4 or 5 months.
It's amazing.
So
How cool
I'm
is
glad
this?
she was able to come. And she's helping me drive too, because it's a long drive. I know, we actually watch Hell's Kitchen a lot, so when I was talking to Nancy and stuff and she said you work here, I was like, oh, this is so cool. But yeah.
I'm so happy to meet you. Anything you need while you're in town, let me know.
Okay, yeah, thanks so much.
Awesome. God bless you.
Thanks. So I'm just about to start off with the salmon, which looks super yummy, and my mom got the huge ribeye. Like, I mean, I'm definitely going to try some of that. But I'm very excited with the meal we have in front of us, and now time to enjoy. So far, the risotto is so yummy, and the salmon is very good. It's like such a huge piece of salmon, and after all the starters we had, which are so good, and I'm not complaining, I'm definitely full. So after a great meal in Maz, we're heading upstairs to Ibiza, the lounge where you can get cocktails, chill, hang out, and enjoy. But I'm gonna get myself a mocktail. Okay, excited, woke up super early in the morning. It's like 5 a.m. and heading to go hot air ballooning with Fly Albuquerque. I'm excited, nervous. I think when I see the balloon, I'll be more excited than nervous. But for now, just going to pack up and head out to the area near the Rio Grande where they lift off. But I don't know, for now I need to get some coffee for sure. Right now we're just driving on Frontage Road to go meet them at a parking lot outside of Einstein Bagels, because they meet you there and then everybody gathers and they drive you to the launch site. Just a little bit tired, but I can see sunrise over Albuquerque is coming and it looks like it's gonna be a pretty one. But for now, I'll sign off till we get there, and I'm gonna show you them blowing up the balloons and hopefully a beautiful sunrise. So it sounds good today? Iffy.
Not gonna promise you anything. We'll have to see what happens. You can see there's a bunch of clouds to our east.
Yep,
And that's actually coming this way.
Dangerous part of this operation. If you guys have long hair and stuff like that, it can get sucked into the back of the fan, so please be wary of that. Also, it can throw small rocks along the plane of the blade. So what we're going to do now is we did our burner check. We're going to tilt the basket over. We're going to stretch the envelope out, attach it to the basket, and then we're going to cold inflate. Once the balloon is nice and tight on its side, we're going to put some heat into it and stand it up. Sound good? Any questions?
What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me.
Oh, this is so cool. So like when it's going up, she comes in to like make sure all that is tied.
So we have flight surfaces, we have lines, we have just a general overview of how the balloon is this day of the flight. We gotta check it all out. So that's the pilot, Brittany.
How many people fit? 12 people fit in there? And then the captain's like a little nervous. I'm like, this is the first time I've done this.
Okay.
And you guys get this one.
We got it in May of this year, the end of May.
Okay, cool.
She's the pilot, she's my wife.
Pilot? Oh yeah.
She's been flying for 5 or 6 years down here now. Worked for a lot of the other ride companies, but we decided to do
To
our own
start
thing.
your own? Oh, that's so cool. How many balloons do you have?
6 right now.
Weakness, what's your type? Somehow I wanna know all about you. Deep connection lights a spark. You already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers, we're living.
my radios.
Okay.
This is a fire extinguisher. Okay. What? The propane hoses, this is the propane tanks. I will need to get to the tanks at some point to switch. Okay. On this side, I will be doing switching here so that I can switch the downwind side of the bathroom. Start flight services. Do not grab these. Don't grab the burner unless I tell you to. Okay. Go ahead and hit this here. What? So don't touch that unless I tell you to.
Okay.
So we get a special landing position, you and I. You're going to be right there, okay? You're going to bend your knees.
Okay.
You're going to hold on to the bolster and the tank, okay? I'm going to be in front of you. I'm going to have myself braced up against you. You're going to hold me in. And I'm going to hold you in. I'm not going to be messing with this stuff or grabbing the burners. So now that everybody's in, don't get out until I tell you to.
About how it is in the moonlight, that look in your eyes and tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. Oh, we come alive.
I did my research, and this is the safest company to fly with. Trees can bump the basket, it doesn't hurt it at all. Even trees with leaves like this can bump the envelope, and it doesn't hurt anything. We do want to look out for sharp objects like dead branches.
With all the nerves and excitement prior to the flight, I was so relaxed once I was in the basket flying above the Rio Grande, low and high. The experience was one of a kind.
This whole plateau is actually the magma flow from when the Valles caldera erupted.
Finally, our hour in the air was up and it was time to land. But land we did in the middle of a school parking lot.
All right. So everybody start getting into your landing positions. It was great.
It was good. It was amazing.
Albuquerque.
She's
You do good in school and you can be a pilot just like me because girls rule. Look, there's our chase crew.
It's okay. We just have a bunch of students that are not cooperating and not paying attention in class. They're all against it. It's upset that the kids ain't listening to them, you know what I'm saying?
I'm to have you guys on this side to keep me from going that way once I get light.
I'm going around the...
So we made it back to this, actually the ground. We made it back to the ground and we actually landed right in the middle of a school parking lot. So all these kids have been going back to school with an epic day to start it off with the balloon landing right here. It's so cool. We were in this like balloon. It's like 200, I think it's like, I don't know, 5 stories tall, the lady said. And Patrick and like is her husband, and they run the company together. They're so cool. I love it so much. And she's she is the only female pilot leading tours in Albuquerque. So I thought that was really special, and I'm so glad I got to ride with her. And now they're packing up the balloon. My heart is going like a million miles a minute, like, because that was such an adrenaline rush, but it wasn't a scary one. I didn't feel like I was gonna die at any point, and yeah, it was really nice. But for now, they're packing up the balloon. We kind of disrupted school, but hey, whatever. This is the funnest, like, I think this would have been so epic if I woke up and I was like, oh, I don't want to go to school. But then you come to school to a big hot air balloon landing. I don't know, that is something else. But Fly Albuquerque, this experience was 1 in a million and one of the best things that I've ever done. And I'm gonna remember this for my life. Thank you so much. Getting to ride with the only female tour leading pilot in Albuquerque was definitely something, and the balloon fiesta happens here every year, so if you have a chance, this is the place to come hot air ballooning, and you need to do it with Fly Albuquerque. How much does that weigh?
1,100 pounds.
Whoa.
This is old Route 66 right here, Central Boulevard. We're gonna drive down it for you guys, okay?
Oh yeah.
They hired this company out of California to make these buses all electric to run this route, and they go down the center of the road. They put these charging stations on the top and the bottom of the route. Well, they rebuilt the whole road to do that, and then when the buses were delivered, the battery life wouldn't make the route, and so we're still using natural gas for the buses. Yep. So we redesigned the whole road. Yeah, it's just across the road. It's a neon sign, but it's one of those. It's one of those signs that looks like it's Albuquerque. It's very iconic Albuquerque. Everybody that's from here knows that sign and knows exactly where it is. What's the name of the street? That's not.
A while ago there was a bosque fire, so they have these bosque forests, and an artist actually came and carved into all of the like kind of leftover dead trees to make some cool sculptures. Right now, after Fly Albuquerque flies up and soars high, they come to this park to celebrate with a toast of champagne or orange juice or whatever you feel like you want, and just to relax after an amazing time flying. But here's some of the sculptures I was talking to you about. After our flight, it was time for a little picnic in the park.
We'll be able to fly. The king says, okay boys, take a rooster, a duck, and a sheep. The sheep is terrestrial like us, so if it lives, we should live. And the duck flies up at altitude, so it's the control subject. It should live no matter what. They strapped him into this cage. They hooked this cage to a bag, and they filled this bag up with thick black smoke. Cut it loose outside of Versailles, and it went up rapidly. Nobody was putting more heat into it. Came back down rapidly. No. The villagers had never seen a balloon before, right? Because none had been invented. Descending rapidly on their crops and their fields, billowing black smoke, making animal noises. They didn't know if it was a demon or an alien or a smoke-breathing, fire-belching dragon. But the villagers, right, they ripped it to ribbons. They ripped it to ribbons. They slayed the dragon. Montgolfier brothers were following on horseback. They saw the whole thing happen. They took it back to the king. They said, Your Majesty, I think if we build another bag, we can go. The animals live through the flight, not necessarily through the villagers. The villagers got a snack, though. Oh, really? King says, okay, this time let's take someone from the Bastille. They're on death row anyway. Well, there was a member of the king's court that stood up and said, absolutely not. This is such an honor to be the very first man to fly that even if I die in the act, I know my name will go down in the history books forever as the very first man to ascend into the heavens. Well, his name was Jean-Francois Palatrier de Rosier. If you notice, Palatrier sounds a lot like pilot. He was, in fact, the first man to fly. We call pilots, we call pilots pilot to this day in his honor. It is honor. Yeah. Cool. Wow. So they built this other balloon, right? And it was a bright blue silk balloon, paper lined for porosity, gold leafing with the zodiacs, pennants. Anyone who was anyone was there. Marie Antoinette was there. Benjamin Franklin was there. But you know who wasn't there? Me.
Abraham Lincoln.
We weren't there. The peasants weren't there, right? We didn't get the invite. So Palatrier goes to the king and he's like, you know, I'm kind of concerned about meeting the same demise as the animals that flew before me. How do I keep these villagers from ripping me to ribbons too? King says, take a bottle of champagne from my cellar. Everybody knows champagne is from France. They used to stamp the king's crest on the side of the bottle so you'd be protected by the king's seal. Dangle it down beneath the basket as you're coming into land. They'll see the champagne. They want to help you drink your champagne. You can pack up the balloon, fly again. So that's why we have champagne and ballooning. Sort of a tip of the hat to the former aviators. We've been doing it like this for over 200, since over 200 years. Who am I to argue with tradition, right? They were so taken by the experience, they came up with what we now know as the Irish balloonist prayer. If you guys want to join me in a toast. The winds have welcomed you with softness. The sun has blessed you with its warm hands. You have flown so high and so well that God has joined you in your laughter and sent you gently back into the loving arms of Mother Earth. Cheers.
Cheers. So I'm here at Petroglyphs National Monument. There's over 24,000 petroglyphs spread across 17 miles of this national park service area. And it's right near the Rio Grande River. And yeah, you can come here. There's some trails in the Boca Negra Canyon that are only a 5-15 minute walk. So it's accessible for many types of travelers and adventurers. So I'm about to head off and explore some of this desert piece of history. Deserted piece of history. Hey! Hello from Petroglyphs National Monument. We're here at one of the largest sites of petroglyphs in the entire world. There are over 24,000 over 17 miles along this ridge that was formed from volcanic activity. And now these black volcanic rocks have allowed these drawings to stay for ages, almost 3,000 years. Some of them date back to. And I find this super interesting because I was just in Central America. This is a macaw. So that means that the people of the Pueblo ancestors here, they were in contact with people in Central America and had all the connected probably trade routes, I don't know. But now you can see that evidence with the macaw being here. But now we're gonna continue walking around to see some more petroglyphs and then head back to Albuquerque to enjoy our time and stay at the Hotel Andaluz. So there's one right here. So people told me there is a rattlesnake around here, and I'm just keeping an eye out.
Here by this rock.
Where? That rock? But is it on the left or the right? Finally, it was time to head back to Hotel Andaluz for my last night in Albuquerque and to relax for my long drive to Arizona the next day. So, woke up this morning and got some coffee. I'm at Hotel Andaluz still in Albuquerque. I'm just getting some work done, and then I'm going to be heading off to Page, Arizona. A 6-hour drive, a long drive, but I'm super excited for all the activities I've planned there. Seeing Horseshoe Bend, Antelope Canyon, going to the Navajo National Monument, and Monument Valley. There's going to be a fun and Lake Powell. How could I forget? I definitely am going to be taking a dip in there. But for now, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my coffee, get some more work done, and then pack and head to Page, Arizona. If you have any questions about hot air ballooning in Albuquerque, please leave them in the comments. Also, otherwise, if you haven't already, please subscribe because I want to make sure you follow along on this adventure because next week we're going to be going to Arizona and Lake Page and the adventure continues.